Hey all, it's Dinosa, and just wanted to let y'all know a new review. Was asked to do the movie Spring Breakers, starring the Disney girls that are trying to shut off their Disney image and go on to more adult products, specifically Vanessa Hudgens, Selena Gomez, and the other two, I forget their names. Basically, I saw it Sunday morning, trying to get there with no one else there, so because I couldn't find anyone to go with me, and I didn't want to look like a total perv. But I went there and I watched it, and have some interesting things about it. First of all, I would say that this whole movie is literally, for you to fully grasp it. I think you either have to be drunk or you have to be high, because they repeated things over and over and over again and again, and it got really annoying. You get the point eventually, but there's actually a hidden message into it that I kind of picked up at the very end, which was kind of cool. Um, my theory, anyway. I could be totally wrong, but my theory. Um, here's what happened with Spring Breakers. Basically, it's four girls in the Christian community that want to go to spring break and they don't have enough money to go. So, and this is some backwater, like, I don't know, West Virginia, can't something somewhere Midwest, and they're just saying we got to go spring break, we got to get out of here. And he says the reason why everyone's miserable here is because they see the same thing, the same bed, the same everything, and they don't ever change. Now here's the thing about that movie in the beginning, which I was kind of getting a little irritated with, is it was demonizing Christians in a bit, because what it did is it took these two girls that are just like not your average Christians, just like just really why, and they're like, oh yeah, you need to watch out for your other two friends, which are the other two girls, the Spring Breakers, um, and they're all nothing but trouble for you, and they're smoking cigarettes while they're doing this, and it's like what? And if you see them another minute, they're like, oh praise God and everything, and it was very, very, very hypocritical. Um, but anyway, this one girl, Selena Gomez's character, is part of this group, and she's been friends with these girls since kindergarten. And these girls want to go to spring break, and they don't have the money, so the three of Selena Gomez's friends, the blondes, well, actually, no, correction, two blondes and one pink hair, and they decide to go rob a cooking place, a southern cooking fried steak place, because they need the money to go. So they rob it to get the money to go to spring break, and and they're basically telling Selena, when they tell her, is like, we've got the money to go, and it's okay. We didn't hurt anyone. We just got the money, and we're gonna go. We need you to come along. Now, first time I ever saw Selena Gomez smoking a bong, which was kind of funny. Um, but that's how they end up getting there. Now, before the whole movie, before they even get down there, there's constant comparisons between the Spring Breakers, where everyone's wild party. Girls, there were just tons of topless girls, sexual innuendos, drugs, booze. But there's something wrong with this whole movie. Everyone was like fitness model. Up until the end, everyone was like a fitness model. Everyone was like perfectly, like all the guys had like the 8-pack abs, and girls were like perfectly proportioned, like no fat nowhere. And it's like, I've never been on a spring break, honestly, and I can tell you from what I've heard and what I understood is that the average spring breaker does not look like what you see in the movies. They're partying and they're fun, but they do not look like those movies. But it's a movie, so hey. So anyway, they go out to spring break, and very common story is that they get all in trouble. They get party and party and party, and then they get busted for drug use by the police, uh, and then which starts the chain reaction. So basically, this one guy eyes the girls, which is the drug dealer. His name is Alien, and he's basically trying to kind of smooths his way into them like a player G, all that. And basically throughout the movie, and there was actually some, it was good Christian messages, but there's also here, one of them was most interesting, I thought, was First Corinthians, where they talked about whenever you get in trouble, God will get you a way out if you have faith in Him. And ironically, this one gangster G bailed out these girls, and it was a way out for one of the girls to leave and get on the bus and go back home. Then another girl later on goes back home because she had a kind of a life rattling experience, and I don't want to give too many spoilers away. And then it's left with the two girls and the player G dude, and they're all loving this, living in just complete debauchery. And what happened is that during this whole thing, that this guy, the G dude, alien, was best friends with another guy that runs his own operation as well, and their businesses are conflicting. But this guy is his best friend, and he's wrestling with him. And one of the fatal things he makes, as any player street G will tell you, is you never fall in love, because that's the moment you're going to get killed. If you're going to fall in love, you need to leave. You need to leave that life. You need to go, because the moment you fall in love is the moment you get killed. And he truly fell in love with the two girls that left. Now, I know we get into a little bit of polygamy, and yes. Oh, by the way, this whole thing about like the only one of the three like show topless one. No, it was all three. All actually, I think it was all four. I don't think Selena did, but there was one part where they were sniffing cocaine on someone's chest, and it was a lichen. It was very, very, very close, but I don't know if it's her. I know for sure three of them did. So, through all the sexual romp, the drug dealing, the player hustling, the betrayal and the crying and the hurt and the pain, the whole film just repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats the same messages. It's like they're trying to be like Pulp Fiction or like some drugged out movie like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or something. It's whacked. But at the end of the movie, basically two of the girls are gone, and then there's a remainder two girls left, and they're in love with him, and they're basically a little more hardcore than the G, in my opinion. Because they were just like, you're scared and all that. And they showed it at the end that they just truly were not scared. Because they know everything they had was a lie. Now here's the thing. These two girls were bad. They loved the criminal. They loved everything. But towards the end of it, they started getting conscience. Again, it goes back to First Corinthians, where they both called their mother and said, I love you, I'm coming home, I'm going to be a good person, I'm going to be the best person I'll ever be. Now this set things up, and if you miss it, you'll miss the point of the end. Is basically what happened was the two girls called the mom, and the G alien and the two other girls, and that's Legends, I think it's one, they make a plan to assault his best friend's house and kill everyone there and kill his best friend. Well, during the skirmish, before the whole skirmish starts, the alien G goes down, and then what happens is, and this is like a spoiler alert on that, you have two bikini-clad women weighing approximately maybe 80, 90 pounds with submachine guns going in there and killing about 10 or 15 armed OGs in this mansion. And there are no reload clips, no nothing. They're in bikinis with a mask, and they're going bang, and that's what they're doing. Now, I'm just like looking at this going, you either got to be really high on drugs or just really stupid to do this. But if you think about it on a strategic standpoint, this would be like the most like what the moment you can have if you're like gangster in Miami and you just see these two bikini clad babes come up with machine guns. You're like, what the and you're going to be an idiot and shoot stupid. And it was kind of that way. I could see how they could miss it, but you're going to just be like freaked out. Now here's the thing. When they got to the best friend, see, the alien guy is already dead. But they were storming into the place to kill the one dude. Alright. When they got to him, they pointed their guns at him and he did this. And they shot him. And then later on it shows them kissing the dead guy named Alien and throwing their masks over. Now, what do you think the hidden message was? They called their mothers wanting to get out. Or no, telling them they're getting out. Okay. So they do this. And then the alien guy drops and they don't even flinch. And the guy that shot the alien dude, they shoot up in the thing. And essentially what they did is they turned the tables on the guy. My hunch is the other dude, the one that was in the hot tub, waiting to them doing this, got to them somehow, paid them off to take care of him, but they turned it on him. And that was the only way they could get out of Miami or Florida alive on that, because they couldn't go there. They have to kill everyone. But they didn't kill the alien. They may have loved him, but they had to kill him. Now here's the thing. So that was the thing. It was never quite explained. And then when he's like this, I might be thinking way too much into this on that, but that's my theory, is that guy got to them, and then when they went in, they were not ready for this, and that's how they got all killed. Because they just turned it, because these two girls turned it on it, and they had a history of turning things on people by their looks and charms or whatever, and then bang, next thing you know, everyone's dead. Now, other than the fallacy of two bikini-clad women weighing about 100 pounds carrying in submachine guns, that's great Hollywood, but the worst thing of all is they left Florida or Miami driving the dead gangster's car. An orange Lamborghini. Wow. Really? You could think of a more inconspicuous car by driving the dead gangster's car, which all the cops are going to be looking for, which is an orange Lamborghini in Florida. I don't know how many orange Lamborghinis are in Florida, but I don't think there's enough where they won't take notice. Not like an orange Honda, or not like a yellow Honda, or red or blue Honda. An orange Lamborghini. I know for aesthetically it was kind of cool and all that. I will say the colors is like the bright Miami colors and everything. Yeah, that's the Florida Southern culture thing, and there was a lot of Miami Vice kind of stuff in it, like the pink with the board and everything. Tons of drugs, tons of things, everything. Overall, it was in a way a very realistic morality tale. Where basically one girl recognized immediately, got away out, left. The other one got hurt, got away out, left. And the other two, they realized the only way they're going to get out. Because here's the thing, when they made the phone call, the dude's orange Lamborghini was right out front of the liquor store they were at. So whether he was not alive or dead, that's a mystery. But they had an opportunity, they got a way out. So that's the thing, that was the whole thing. No matter how low you sink, if you had faith and believe, which they did at the end, they got out. Now, whether or not they made it out with the cops or not, I personally don't think it would have been wise to drive the dead gangster's Lamborghini, how tempting it may be. And, with no gloves, by the way. No gloves at all. Fingerprints, hello. Stuff like that. It's just a whole snowball stuff. But overall, it was a decent morality movie, but if you just got to get past all the TNA, drugs, and booze, and my suggestion is be really drunk when you watch it, because then you'll fully grasp it. But anyway, there's a lot of spoilers here, but check it out, DVD or something. I don't know if it's worth theaters, but watch that end, because it's not what you think. Anyway, this is Dinosa. Later.